students. My name is Taiwo and I'm teacher from grade 6. This is Tender Care Motorstolic International, Cairo, Egypt. Today I will take you mathematics. Last week we treated ratio and proportion. So I will continue with this subtopic. The proportion is two equal ratio. Again, the proportion is two equal ratio. Now, what did I mean by this topic? We have number one as x over 4 is equal to 36 over 48. We have two different fractions here. Two different fractions. Now, there is one number missing in this question. There is one number missing in this question, which is what? X. The value of x. What is the value of x in this fraction? So I'm going to solve number one here. Now, question one, x over 4 is equals to 36 over 48. X over 4 is equals 36 over 48. The method we are going to use here is going to be cross multiply. What did I say? Cross multiply. That's what we call cross multiply in mathematics. That is, the number below here is going to times number up here. While the number below here is going to times the value of here. So I proceed. We have x times 48. This is multiplication, not x. X times 48 is equals 4 times 36. X times 48 is equals 4 times 36. Now, what is x times 48? We have x and 48. That is, it's going to be 48x under mathematics. It's going to be 48x. Now, what about 4 and 36? What is the value of 4 and 36? That is, 4 times 36 is going to give us 144 from your calculator. You can try it from your calculator. Try it over there. You know, x times 48 is 48x. Now, 4 times 36 is 144. I believe you've gotten the answer. Okay, let's proceed. Now, we are going to use one method here to find the value of x. Value of x is not given. We have just x and 48 here. So we are going to use one method to get the value of x, which is you take this number to divide both sides so that x can stand alone for you to know the value of x. Now I will take 48 to divide both sides. Divide both sides by 48. You divide both sides by 48. Now we have 48x over 48 is equals to 144 over 48. You can see this is the solution to divide both sides by 48. You have 48x divided by 48 is equals 144 divided by 48. Now 48 divided by 48, x is standing alone now. X is standing alone. Now we have 144 divided by 48. How many times can 144 goes in 48? How many times? We have 6 times. You can check it from there. If I'm right, if I'm wrong. Okay, it's 3. Yes, I want to know if you are following me or not. I want to know if you are following me or not. It is what? 3. 144 divided by 48 is what? 3. This is the first solution for number 1. Let me repeat again in brief. We have x over 4 and 36 over 48. I said earlier that you are going to cross multiply. That is, you are going to cross multiply times the above number or any value there with the lower one in the other side of the fraction. That is why we have x times 48 is equals to 4 times 36. That is why we have 48x here and we have 144 here. So I proceed by saying divide both sides by 48. We have 48x divided by 48 is equals to 144 over 48. That makes our value of x equals to 3. We have our value of x equals to 3. You can proceed the answer by saying 3 over 4 and 36 over 48. 36 over 48. Now this is for number 1. Then number 2. Number 2, the same procedure applicable for number 2. That is, we have 4 over 6 is equals to x over 12. From the first question, x is here. Now x is here. I don't want you to be convinced. Whenever you find x, it means that you are going to find the value of x for that position. You are going to find the value of x for that position. Don't be confused. X can be down here. X can be anywhere. Now I proceed with the same method. Cross multiply. Cross multiply. Something like this. Let me write it in red. Cross multiply. We have 4 times 12 is equals to x times 6. 4 times 12 is equals to x times 6, like I said earlier. Now, what is 4 times 12? We have it as what? 48. And x times 6 is what? 6x. 6x. We have 6, but we don't know the value of x. Now, like I said earlier, any number beside the alphabet, we are going to use it to divide both sides so that x can stand alone. That is why I said divide both sides by 6. So we have 48 over 6 is equals to 6x over 6. 48 over 6 is equals to 6x over 6. Now, I've cancelled 6 and 6. X is standing alone. Now, what is the value of x? Is what? 6. That is, how many times can 6 go in 48? 6, 8 times. Sorry. 8 times. 8 times. How many times can 6 go in 48? 8 times. That is, the value of x here is what? 8. You can come down here and write it. We have 8 over 6 is equals to, no. We have 4 over 6 is equals to 8 over 12. As you can see, this is the number that is missing, so we have found it already. This is the number that is missing, so we found it already. Now I will proceed to number 3. Very simple and short. Listing. The word, if you listing, don't worry, you don't have to worry, there is copied on YouTube. This one I clean, you can get it on YouTube. Now for number 3, how do we go about it? It's like word problem in mathematics. The only thing you need to understand is that the words and what the examiner asks you to what to do in the questions. You don't have to be confused with all these notes. I call them notes in mathematics. It's nothing. But the only thing you have to pick out is the point that the examiner asks you to what to do. It is written as the ratio of what Kunle has got. That is what Kunle has got of camels to his friend Tom is 3:4. What Kunle has got. That is Kunle come first before Tom. That is Kunle is going to have 3, while Tom is going to have 4. That is how it is supposed to be. The ratio of what Kunle has got of camel to his friend Tom is ratio 3:4. Kunle is going to have 3 and Tom is going to have 4. Now, if they bought folder to their camels for 35,000 LE, how much does each pay? That is, from this amount, how much does Kunle pay and Tom? How much do each of them pay for that folder? I want you to listen so that you will get the simple logic. Very, very simple. Now you start with ratio 3 ratio 4. Now, first thing you need to do is what? You add their ratio together. You add it together to create a fraction. Like we did in previous class, we multiply, we get the SCM for both ratio and use it to create another fraction. But here you are not going to multiply. You add their ratio together to create another fraction. That is 3 plus 4. What is 3 plus 4? What is 3 plus 4? It is what? 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. Amount for the folder is what? Amount for the folder is 35,000 LE. That's 5,000 LE. Now, I've gotten the total ratio. The total ratio. For me to now create their fraction, I will use the total ratio divided by each of their value. 3 divided by 7 for Kunle, and then 4 divided by 7 for Tom. Equals to 35,000 LE. Equals to 35,000 LE. Now, I've gotten each fraction for each individual, which is, this is the fraction for Kunle and this is the fraction for Tom. Now, from this fraction, I will get each amount that each of them paid. Now, I will continue by saying 3 divided by 7 times 35,000 over 1. You can give it invisible 1, you can leave it like that. This is one fraction, this is one fraction, like we did in previous class. But this is like what problem we are finding the amount for each individual. Now, 7 here 1. How many times can 7 go in 35,000? How many times can 7 go in 35,000? That should be 5,000. 5,000. So we have 5,000. Now, class, 3 times 5,000. That should be 15,000. If I got it right, 15,000 LE. This is the amount paid by Kunle. Now, let's proceed to Tom. For Tom, we have 4 over 7 times 35,000 over 1. You can give it invisible 1 if you like or not. Now, the same thing applicable. 7 in 35,000 is what? 5,000. 4 times 5,000. That should be 20,000 LE. This is for Tom. So if you plus the two values together, it's going to give you what? 35,000. If the two values did not give you this 35,000, your answer is not correct. So this is the amount that Kunle paid, 15,000. This is the amount that Tom paid. So you answer the question. How much does each pay? The examiner will see that you've declared that Kunle paid 15,000 while Tom paid 20,000. By next class, we'll have more example. By next class, we are going to have more example on the proportion. The proportion is 2 equal ratio. Because I want us to understand that question very well. Because I believe when we are in school, we could not treat more example in that topic. So by next class, we are going to what? We are going to have more example on this same topic. Then if you want, if you like, you can go to our YouTube channel to check on this topic. Those that you missed, you can check it there. You can subscribe and like Taiwo Motorstolic School. Thank you for watching. Love you all.